The question of immigration is on everyone's mind, and when you look at the fact that our population at the moment is actually declining nationally, because you've got a massive amount of immigrants that went home when COVID came along and they haven't come back yet because they can't, and also because we're just not growing at that nominal rate of around 250,000 people a year that we were growing at. So it's really only natural growth at the moment, and babies don't buy properties. So what will happen is when we do allow immigration to come back, you're going to see a massive spike in property demand. So whether that then means a spike in property prices, well, time will tell. But when you consider the fact that most of who immigrate will generally have money, or they'll be students, and the students will often be ones that are renting, and then you're going to have the more wealthier immigrants, because there is a benchmark around cash and certain tertiary education that you must have if you're going to immigrate. For the bulk of those people, they're going to come in wanting to get their roots in place, and they're going to come in wanting to set up, in their communities. And a big part of that is property. So the demand on property is definitely going to go up when immigration opens up again. At this stage, the government is saying they want to start allowing immigration to commence early 2022. So when you consider a lot of the demand that we're seeing now in 2021 is pent-up demand, and also a new pool of buyers that have come about based on a lot of the stimulus that's out there and a change in the lending framework. If that does start to dissipate towards the end of 2021, you are going to see a new wave of growth, a new wave of demand, and that's going to come through immigration from 2022 and beyond. But what we start to see as the demand wavers is you have A-grade areas and B-grade areas. And your A-grade areas, which might be more premium locations closer to all the lifestyle amenities and education catchments, and beautiful period homes, for example. And if you're immigrating to Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide, and you want to live in amongst the action and get access to the best services and networks and where you work, and in most cases higher incomes are working in CBDs, then naturally those A-grade property markets are always going to continue to perform. And then when you combine that with the fact that debt's easy to obtain and there's low interest rates, well, that can create a perfect storm for the property market, and you could see another surge in the market next year. Obviously, it's hard to know because there's other fundamentals that need to be at play as well. For example, if they do implement any macro-prudential regulation that could make it harder to obtain finance, and that would be a different dynamic. But if we have the current playing field that we have plus immigration, you would have to assume the property market will go through another spike.